My name is Cookie Milkshake and welcome to my channel. So you guys haven't seen me in a very long time and I know you've been missing me. You haven't actually because you don't comment nothing, but that's okay because we're building a little fan base here. That's what we're doing. And today I decided to be inspired by my little camiseta. Yeah, you see this like seafoam green or color or whatever. I want to do an eyeshadow look based on that because I feel like that would look really cute. So let's get into it, okay? Oh, let's wash our hands actually. Let's play that. So we're gonna get started. Did you wash your hands first of all? Are your hands clean? Look at this. Ooh, nice and dry after washing them. Okay, once you get that done, I like to use the Power Grip primer. You don't have to go in with the primer first because we're going to be starting with our eyeballs. So, excuse me. Sorry. You don't have to go in with the primer immediately, but like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna clip this on here because I can't hold it the whole time. So the audio is probably gonna be a little bit crappy, but I just put that in the palm of my hand just like that. Not everybody like this. I don't know why, because I love it. I always rub it into my hands first. I'm going to go ahead like this. Oh, make sure your face is clean too. When you do your makeup with a dirty face as well as dirty hands, your makeup is 100% not going to look good. That's just fact on fact, okay? And I always like to keep a little towel next to me. Literally, face towel, kitchen towel. Why is it dark? Face towel, kitchen towel, whatever. Not a kitchen towel. Hold on. Just like a, what's it called? A washcloth? A washcloth, right? What? It has makeup on it right now. That's what you're seeing. But like, this is a washcloth, right? So I use one of those. I fold it just like that, and I put it on my little mesa, my table, okay? And I do not use anything expensive. I feel like the most expensive thing I have is my Fenty powder that I did not buy myself. My friend gave it to me, and my Fenty foundation, which is the travel size for $15. Everything else is cheap, like Wet n Wild, e.l.f, Makeup Revolution. What else? Profusion. Anything with fusion in it, my hands are on it. Okay. So first things first, on the realest, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Okay. So when I do my eyebrows, I like to set them with a powder that's like not my skin tone. I used to set them with, with a powder that was closer to my skin tone, like a Fit Me foundation powder or setting powder, whatever. But today I'm just gonna use my HD powder from e.l.f. I know a lot of people say that they have flashback from that. So if you're a darker skinned girly, just go in with your Fit Me powder foundation, or what is this called? Girl, it's just called Matte and Poreless Powder. So just go ahead and with a powder like this or something similar to that. You don't want anything that's going to be white casting onto your skin because that's not cute. And this brush I'm using right now is pretty fluffy. Look at her. Look at the way she moves. Don't pay attention to my shiny looking hand. But look at how fluffy she is, but she's also kind of flat-ish. Why am I lying? It's not flat, but it's like, you see how it's not like, you see this brush. Look how wide it is. This is like more of a dome shape. This is a more square across shape. You see the difference, okay? So that's the whole point. You want something like that to put the powder on your eyebrows. I literally just rub it in like that, and you can tap off the excess. I literally just, why am I saying that again? I literalmente just put my brush up in here and I just put it right on. I don't care if I have fallout of the powder. It does not matter to me. Now, the reason I do this is because my eyebrows stay on all day when I do this. I'm gonna keep looking at myself because I don't have any viewfinder type of situation, so deal with it. Yeah. Now I'm gonna use this mirror. You see, that's me. And I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Now I have 2 different eyebrow pencils. Currently I'm using the Etude House drawing eyebrow. Yes. And I also have the e.l.f. micro or e.l.f. ultra precise, but this one is a little bit too dry for this method of doing your eyebrows, so I'm just going to use the Etude House one because it's kind of creamy. So the first thing you want to do, get your little spoolie. That's what she looks like. That is a spoolie. There are some that look like this. You can totally use ones that look like that as well, but we're gonna take that little spoolie. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. Spoolie, girl, I don't know. I'm gonna take the spoolie and I'm gonna brush my eyebrows down. I'll show you guys this in my eyebrow tutorial. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the video is in the description, or not, if I remember to put that there. Yeah. So brush your eyebrows down first, and then cap that thing off. Bring up that. You don't want that to be really high. Look at how low that is. It's not super high up or anything. Get close in your mirror, okay? Start on whichever eyebrow you want. Sometimes I go with the eyebrow that gives me the most trouble. And I'm just making kind of a straight line here. Right? You see that line? And I'm going down. Right at where I have an arch in my eyebrow. And I'm kind of like filling it in by just, you see what I'm doing? I'm just like dragging that product down into my actual eyebrow. And I stop right there, because I don't want my eyebrow hairs to look like they're going downwards. Now I'm gonna go for the other side, do the same thing, because this eyebrow doesn't give me any horribleness. I'm just gonna follow what my actual eyebrow is doing, because I have to go a little bit higher up on this one because she's a little bit low. So we're just gonna fill that in, and I literally just do a line and then just keep making more lines, and then I fill it in again. And me personally, I don't exactly like the spoolie for this eyebrow pencil. Listen to it. Oh, you hear it? It's just jiggling all over the place. So I like a nice and stiff spoolie because I feel like that makes your eyebrows look way better. Because if it's like moving around constantly, it's just not strong enough to give you the right eyebrow shape. So I'm like applying more pressure. You can always apply more pressure using a brush or whatever tool you have if you get closer to the end of it. Yeah. So I just keep doing that. And this is literally just blending out. It's blending out my eyebrow. So the underneath of my eyebrow, it don't look too bad. I don't think I'm gonna go in with any product today. Sometimes I want to, sometimes I don't. It depends on how I feel, okay? Now I'm gonna use, pretend you didn't hear that. Now I'm gonna use this pigment base by Profusion. This is what she looks like. Boom, bam. I don't know which side is upside down. This isn't. That's what it looks like. This one, I think they have a white one and a neutral. Those are the only colors they have. I got it off their website, but you might be able to find it at your local Walmart or Target. And I'm gonna slick down my eyebrows using that. That's the e.l.f. thing. Girl, what is this called? The brow lift, e.l.f. brow lift. Do you guys remember the Anastasia brow freeze trend? Yeah. So this is basically the same thing. start on the pigment base like I was talking about before. Because this is kind of light for me, I'll put a little bit down, and also this does dry matte, I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll figure out later if that actually does dry matte. But I get some of that, and this is the Morphe Hint Skin Tint foundation, or not foundation, or maybe it's just a skin tint. I don't know, but she looks like this. As far as I know, they don't sell this in stores anymore. Sorry, I'm playing with the lighting again. They don't sell this in stores anymore, but I do know that I get them offline. And the first time I ever bought it, I had bought it offline. So yeah, I just mixed these two together, and look, it's literally my skin tone. And I just use like any little old brush. I'll just use something like this, which is actually for the lips. So it has some lip product on there, and I just wiped it off with my little towel that I was talking about earlier. And now that I mixed those two together, I'm going to use this, because you can literally use any small brush to carve out your eyebrows. And I'm going to use this to carve them out. Let me just bring the light back in. I'll just zoom in right here. Okay. So I'm just going to go in just like that. And I'm covering up the hairs that I haven't cleaned up yet as well. And I flip it on the other side when I don't have any more product. And I also use my pinky to stabilize. And if you notice, my pinky was kind of sort of in my mouth just now. And that's okay. Place that stuff anywhere you need to. Ignore the sirens, because that's what I'm doing. Oops. Now I'm gonna go to the other side. Sometimes you can like curve your head to help you steer. And look, my pinky is also moving. And I do drag this down because this is gonna be our base for our eyeshadow. And because I'm gonna be doing a unnatural color on my eyelids, I want this base to be bright. And if you are if you're dark skinned, like several shades darker than me, or even one shade, just use something lighter than your skin. Like, if you can't find anything lighter, that's fine. But you don't want it to be too bright, because if it's too bright, you're gonna have to go back in with a more natural color, and that's gonna get irritating real fast. And right now I'm just tapping this to blend it and spread it out over my eyelid. And I'm not putting too much pressure. I'm just doing it enough to where the product starts to move around. And if you feel like you don't have enough control doing this, you can always go in with a brush. So just gonna use our finger again and keep on blending it. And if you have too much product on like this part, like the closer to the actual hair, please go in with a brush for that and get some of that gunk out, because that is not gonna look good when you try to set those colors. I promise. It never does. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead with this concealer brush. And like I said, I'm gonna blend out the extra gunk. And you can blend it downwards. Just like this. And again, you don't need to apply that much pressure. You use less pressure the farther down you are on your brush or your tool. You're using more pressure when you're closer to the end of the tool. Okay. And sometimes you can like go in the middle, connect that stuff. Girl, if you want to, you don't have to do that. But I feel like it does help with being able to make your eyebrows symmetrical. So I think I want to go back in with my setting powder because my eyes do feel kind of sticky and I don't like how that feels. So the same setting powder I use for my eyebrows, I'm going to use that for my crease because I just don't want my crease to be feeling all gunky and goopy. And please do not use something with color in it or any significant pigment. This one is a soft luminance one. It don't really have a pigment, it just has sparkles in it, but they don't really show up too much. So I'm going to use the pastel palette by, what is this? Profusion. And I'm just going to start off with, I think I'm going to go for this and this. I'm going to go for this yellow. We'll see. The yellow shade is called Sunshine. Okay. So here's the thing that I normally do with my eyeshadow, or at least now what I do. I start off at the front of my eyebrow with the lightest shade. I never use a dark shade at the front unless I'm really trying to smoke everything out. But most of the time I'm not trying to do all that. So I'm gonna go in with that first. Then we're going in with the shade Thankful, which is the one that looks pretty similar. Oh, I was supposed to use the shade Good Luck, which is green. Oh well. We're going in with the shade Thankful now, which is the one that looks close to this color. I'm gonna do that on both sides. That's like my number one trick to makeup. When you go back and forth on both sides, doing one eye first and then the other eye is actually insane to me. I do not understand that concept. I've never understood why people would do that to themselves. This is a Good Luck shade, it's green. And it like always freaked me out. Like, why would you do that? Like, what in your right mind had you thinking, oh, I'm like totally gonna remember all these steps? As a person that forgets like my own breakfasts literally the moment I had it, I can't get with the program of doing your makeup that way. It just doesn't make sense, especially if you're doing a really complicated look. And look at how vibrant that green is, and look, it literally looks the exact same as my shirt now. So, period and slay. And I'm just gonna lightly, and I am not all the way at the tip, remember, I'm in the middle right now. I'm lightly dragging it down. Lightly. And I don't really want it exactly right here because I feel like that sometimes doesn't look too nice. I don't know. Like, at least for my eye shape, I don't like to do anything like that. So now I'm gonna close up the pastel palette right there, and we're gonna go in with our n.y.x Revolution palette. I don't know if this palette is still available because it is pretty elderly, the one that I have. I'm just gonna use this teal shade, and I'm gonna go in to my crease area, or not even my crease, my eye socket. Okay, can you see right here that kind of shadowy shade? So I have a bit of a darkness area right there. That's literally my eye socket. I said crease earlier, I meant eye socket, and we want the darker color to really be up in there. So this is going to be the start of our little cut crease. And I'm doing a windshield wiper motion. You see that, y'all? Look at it. And we don't want this to get up too high. We're going to do the other side too. And we're going to go back in and make it even darker later. But at the moment, we're just gonna windshield wiper, and I'm looking up like this so I have as minimal fallout as possible, but this palette don't really have fallout. Other Revolution palettes, however, are horrible. I like the n.y.x one, simply because I think an actual makeup artist did the collab with that, so I feel like she was in her bag and she knew what she was doing. So yeah, I feel like that's the only reason why it looks so good. Okay, I'm kind of blending this a little bit up because I feel like I got a bit of a gap right there and I don't like that. I'm just gonna pat it, and I'm not doing anything crazy because you guys already know you can pack in your eyeshadow, do all that. I'm not trying to do that as much. I'm adding a little bit more of that teal because I do want it to be a bit more Fuerte, stronger. Yeah. And look, this is what it's looking like so far. What do we think? It's not really giving me much of anything at the moment, but that's okay. Next thing we are going to do is use a makeup wipe, or you can get a cotton swab and micellar water. Okay, so I have these ones, hyaluronic acid facial wipes. Girl, these about dry as dirt, but I got them from Ross for like $5 or $4 or something. This is actually too many, but I take this and I wrap it around my finger. And we're gonna clean up. Now this is the scary part right here. We're just gonna remember where I said the eye socket was. That's exactly how high we want to go up to. We're not cleaning up the entire eye. We just want to do right there. You see? And I did that above where my eye naturally creases because my eyes are hooded. So when I look at people, I tend to look at them like this because I'm short. So my stuff is gonna crease up there, and that means that I'm gonna have eyeshadow transfer all the way up here, and when I go like this, close my eye, it's not gonna look nice. So we're just gonna repeat that on both sides. Again, you wanna see how I wrap it, okay? Look at that. Yeah. Fold that out, turn it, and I grip it with my other finger, just like that. And I have it like this, and just like that. Okay. Now, I don't really recommend using a makeup wipe because environment, that's not really nice for the environment. But it's okay for the time being because it's not like I'm gonna continuously do that. Head is kind of itchy. Now I'm gonna use this type of brush. She's very round, very flat. Look at her from the side. That's flat, and she's shaped like a circle. This is gonna be perfect for doing our cut crease. Wipe that thing off because she's a little bit dirty. And we're just gonna use the pigment base straight up, not with anything else. Put that on the back of the hand. Cute, cute, cute. And we're just gonna dip into here. I have no clue where this brush set is from, so please do not ask me. They aren't that good, but look, you see how I did that? I'm lightly dabbing it. I'm getting right on that lash line too. Now I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna do this. I guess that's not exactly looking up though. That's okay. But you see how that transferred all the way up there? That way I don't have to put any extra product in that area. Now this is gonna be a white half cut crease. Because on the outside I'm gonna make it way darker. And we're just gonna repeat that on the other side. I'm patting it. I'm going up into that inner corner. Grab a little bit more product if you need it. Okay. Now look up. That's like the best way to do a cut crease. You can do this with even models, or like if you're doing somebody else's makeup, this also works, because if you've never seen this person before and you're doing their makeup for the first time, you're not going to know where their eye is going to naturally crease. So just tell them to look up so you can know where to stop your cut crease at. I don't know how well that will work on people without hooded eyes, but girl, that's what I'll be doing. And this is not what we want, because that's not a half. You want it more like this. You see how it's not really blended out? We're just gonna use our finger to blend it a little bit more. Pat it. If you feel like it's not sharp enough, you can go back in and sharpen it. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my brush and get a little bit more product. Go back in there. And look, my finger is completely flat against my face. I'm lifting up my eyebrow so I can see that crease. And I'm going back in and perfecting her. You can do the same thing on both sides. And you see how I got this mark? You want to go in and blend that out as best as you can. If you can't get it with your finger, wipe off your brush. The same brush you use for that cut crease. Open your eyes really wide and blend it, or drag it out so that product is evenly placed on your eyelid. You don't want unevenness, because that is going to result in an ugly looking cut crease. Okay, make sure you open your eye periodically. And I can see that I actually put a little bit too much pigment base right there, so I will correct that later. But check your eyes, check if they're even, or as close to even as possibly. And we're gonna go ahead and go back in with the color that we used for our the hollows of our eye. I don't know what I called it last time, probably calling it something else, but I'll just show you. We're just gonna use this shade yet again, this teal, and we're gonna pat it out because you don't want too much. And we're gonna go in to the ends of our eyeball. It's just gonna patter. And we don't want to put too much product. I'm really going lightly here. And I'm trying to make kind of a C-shape situation. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side, because we really don't want it to be a really strong cut crease where you're just like, oh my god, she's so big, she's so strong. I don't know. We don't want her to be like too adventurous, okay? I just want it to be kind of soft looking. And make sure you're copying what you're doing on the other side. Okay. Now I'm gonna fix my little bloop that I made, and I'm just gonna use this brush, which is an angled brush, because this is gonna give me some pretty good precision. Most people would use this for like a gel eyeliner or whatnot, but that's not what we're doing today. Okay, that looks better. And now I'm actually gonna go in with a blue tone to make this pop more. But before I do that, because I forgot a step, My bad. I will be going in with a white shade, and I don't have a white shade in either of these palettes, so I'm going in, sorry, I have to itch my head. I'm going in with this Roxasaurus palette. And we're going to use this white shade. The white is not good, it's really chalky, so do not go out and buy this palette. I don't know what Miss Roxasaurus was doing that day, but they shouldn't have had her in the office. I'm sorry. Because this palette does not eat at all. But we're going to use the shade Timmy, which is her white shade. And we're going to put that all over our eyelid. You don't want to pack it in. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my other Cutcrease video. But if you were to pack this eyeshadow in, it would look horrendous. So do not do that. You're just going to lightly put the eyeshadow in your eye. And I did just get a little bit of blue inside of that because I cleaned up that other part. So if you guys made a mistake like that too, wait until you put your light shade on first and then go in with your darker, bluer shades. And we're just gonna pat her in. Not pack, pat, okay? Like Patti LaBelle, you better pat that little eyeball. Girl, I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna put her in there. Put her in there. Okay. Now I'm going back in with that same shade. Girl, what is this lighting? Oh. We're gonna go back in with that light shade and we're gonna blend it out. Blend it lightly. And because I feel like this green is a little too vibrant right here, like I said, I'm gonna go in with that blue and we're literally just gonna hit here. And I'm still using the angle brush. And I'm just gonna go right above that cut crease. And I'm just gonna put that in there to add a little bit more dimension. And please be careful. You can pat it in if you want to, but that will make it look a little bit, excuse me, a little bit more, it'll make it look a little bit more streaky, pronounced. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back in with that same brush, or a different brush, the fluffy brush that we used to put the teal shade on. I'm gonna use that to blend out the blue. Make sure you do the same thing on both sides. And for some reason, the blue on the left eye is, it's very blue. So I'm just gonna go back in with teal and blend it until that stuff is starting to look normal. Gonna add a little bit more blue on the other side maybe. And I feel like sometimes this is just how makeup tends to be. You have to go back and forth. And I'm also using the lighter blue because maybe that's the problem. Because I think it just mixed the colors on accident. And yeah. Because I feel like cut creases are one of the easiest things to master. If you know the tips and tricks, babes, you can do that stuff like 1, 2, 3. It's not fast, okay? I'll say that much. It is definitely not a fast thing to do, but once you figure it out, you will never stop. Okay? Like, I started doing that in 2016. You will never forget how to learn to do a cut crease as long as you learn how to do it right. You're gonna stay doing them forever, okay? So now we're gonna get ready to do the rest of our face. Are we excited, y'all? Are you excited? Because I am very excited. You can actually do eyeliner before this if you like doing eyeliner. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start our face process. And I will start by color correcting. So this is the n.y.x Conceal, Correct, and Contour palette. This is what she looks like. This is in the shade medium because I am a medium girl, and I tend to use this one a lot because this is like pretty much my skin tone shade. I use this one right here. I'm gonna use it now under my eyes. This is yellow. I have an olivey skin tone, so using red or like a peachy tone shade, does it work for me? Not exactly. It definitely goes on, but I wouldn't say it's the best. If you have eyeshadow under your eyes, please clean it up, because I did not see that I had that much eyeshadow right there. If you got any extra makeup anywhere else, clean her up. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in with Did y'all know that what is her name? What is her name? The makeup artist that did the porcelain look, she does makeup with her fingers. So y'all start doing makeup with y'all fingers, okay? Period. It does work for some things and it doesn't work for others. I'll just say that. We are ready for contour. Like, what? That don't make sense. It does make sense, y'all. Just listen. So I'm using the Black Radiant Shoe Complexion Cream Contour Palette. And again, medium to dark. I like to use this medium shade because it's like literally one shade darker than me. But I go back in with the contour shade right after that. So I'm literally just gonna put it on my temples. You see how it's like barely darker? It's like it's literally the same shade as my forehead, but my forehead is darker than my lower face. So that's kind of why I like to use it. Yeah, it just looks nice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that, and this actually doubles as a concealer. This is pretty full coverage, I would say. Yeah, I really like it, and I normally don't put this much on. I don't know why I'm going ham right now, but it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. So we're gonna blend it out with this foundation brush. It don't really matter how well you blend this, in my personal opinion, simply because you're gonna put foundation right on top of this. So do your blending as you will. I don't really have tips for this part. I'm just smearing it around until it feels right. Going with the contour, you see, that's way darker. And I like to just trace out the normal markings of my nose because I kind of lose the shape of my nose when I do my makeup. And you can go in a bit smaller too if you like to do that. I do go up here as well because I don't really have a nose bridge. I like to allude to having one. I did not mean to go that low. It's okay though. It's okay. It's fine. I'll just cut it in half right there. Hopefully that'll look fine, because I normally don't contour my nose like that. Okay, now I'm putting this here to make my cheekbones pop out a little bit more. You can put it higher to make your cheekbones look higher. And then I'm just gonna copy it on the other side. You can add it to your temple area too, but Asian baddies, East Asian baddies, don't put it up there, because your face gonna look sunken in. Because our features are a bit different. The same with the contour. With people that have lower cheekbones, I don't think you should add a cheekbone. I'm sorry. Like, you can do your shading like across. I had this right there. I think you can do your shading like down across, but you really need to blend it well for it to look good. Like, even like blend it into your ears type of thing. Now I'm gonna blend it again with my little brush. I'm gonna start with my nose, going back and forth, going down, and this does blend pretty freaking nice. I'm just heading it with the little thing. Okay. And we're just copying everything on the other side. And I know this looks kind of cuckoo bananas, but I just started doing this again not too long ago, and I realized that it just makes my face look really freaking good. Okay. Yeah. I do believe underpainting is the way to go, with especially the people that have a hard time figuring out how to blend. Try out underpainting. I think you're gonna love it. Okay. It just really makes your face look snatched, if that's what you want. Okay. And I'm just gonna blend her out right there. Literally the same places that we did before. I guess it's kind of like bronzing or something. You can put it up here if you want to. Just try doing that. Okay. And I'm literally going up into my eyeshadow right now, because I don't want it to be too low. I want it to lift up my eyes a little bit. And I don't believe in putting really bright highlighter right up in here. It just does not look good to me. I love the look of contour being right there instead. And I literally just put that kind of like in the middle of everything. Put that on my chin, move my hair out the way, put that on my forehead, just like that. And I like to use a stippling brush. Well, actually, I don't like to use it. I like to use my other brush, but it was falling apart, so I threw her away. But I use this brush just like this. That's flat. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do that everywhere. You see, she's looking very shiny. And if you don't put too much contour, if you don't put too much foundation on, it looks the best. But I kind of did a little bit too much, so I might have to go back in with a powder, which is okay. So now I'm gonna use this big old ginormous brush. Look how big it is. Crazy. We're gonna go ahead and use our HD powder that we use on our eyebrows. Put that thing up in here. Oh, you can't even see. Put it in the top. I'm gonna swirl our brush up in there, tap off the excess. I don't actually swirl it, I pat it in there like this. Now I tap it off. And look, she's white now. I'm gonna go like this. And I set my face lightly. I am going to go ahead and and crack my fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Fit Me foundation and put that down here for a little bit of extra coverage, which I don't need, but I'm just doing it anyway. This is not makeup that you would wear underneath a mask, I'll tell you that one. I just put that in the places that I feel like it. So I got a little puff from Amazon. I'm just gonna pack it with the powder. You see, she's bright and white, and I'm just gonna put that underneath my eye. And I actually have dry skin, so is this insane that I'm doing this? A little bit, but how much do I care? Not at all. And you really don't want to leave this on for too long, because I'm not baking. I am definitely not doing that. I'm just highlighting with the powder. Okay, putting that there, putting it down here, putting it up here. The reason why I set my face first is simply because I know dang well that my face is gonna look crazy if I don't. I used to use this other powder by Makeup Obsession. I love that powder so much, but that brand does not exist anymore. It used to be a Target makeup brand, but it's not there. I used to use the shade, I'm gonna sneeze, I have powder all up in my nose. I used to use the shade Topaz, and I try to find it, but girl, they do not sell that stuff no more. I do not want it secondhand either. I accidentally did that when I was looking for this one cushion foundation. Girl, it was disgusting. Anyways, I'm gonna use my e.l.f. blush palette now. I'm gonna use this shade. Is this a weird way to figure out what shade to use? I think I kind of like this, but I'm gonna go with that instead. I'm just gonna use this angled blending brush, and I'm gonna put it right at my temples. I like looking cohesive though. Okay, I like the cohesive look. I don't like looking like I'm confused. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add my contours back to my face, but I'm gonna use this this brush. I'm using the Kaleidoscope palette. She's a big mama. And I'm gonna use the shade, I don't know because it's wiped off, but it's like a very yellowy shade, and I feel like it just added a little tinge of color right back to my face. Like if I felt like I was looking a little bit weird or monotone before, this always helps. Okay, I'm gonna put that back. And you don't have to add you don't have to add any highlight. I normally don't do that. If I do, it's usually, I use this e.l.f. baked highlight because it's giving e.l.f. tutorial. Don't know why. But all this is before we set our face. And you see how I haven't even done my mascara? Yeah. Now I'm just gonna flip that. Put this on my nose, and we're gonna blend it upwards. You see how easy that was? It's not too shiny. I'm just gonna put some right there in my inner corner. And I'm not gonna put it on my cheeks. We're just gonna leave it like that, even though I literally just dipped back in to the color. Now I'm gonna put on my lip shade. I normally just do a little 1, 2, 3 moment. Don't know what that means. My lip liner, it's like a that I wanted to put on eyeliner, so I'm gonna do that on camera because I don't think I've done that before. So that was the n.y.x, what was this? Epic Ink eyeliner. I like that one. She's great. She's great. I feel like I need a little bit more darkness on my top lip because it's giving I don't have a top lip. Okay. That's a little bit better. And now I'm gonna do my mascara off camera. Y'all, I forgot about the most important part about makeup. It's the correction phase. So when you think you're done, you're not done. I'm sorry. For one, wipe off makeup on the back of your hand. Don't forget about that before you leave the house. Okay? Second thing, your eyebrows. They might have gotten a bit sloppy. I have the eyebrow lifted, the n.y.x lift and snatch pen. Now it's juicy, that means that too much is gonna come out at a time. But look at my eyebrow, it don't have a defined line anymore. So I'm going back in to define the top portion of my eyebrow again. You can also go in with concealer to carve it out again. But I just like to do this because this tends to work pretty good too. Right, look at how much that improved my face. It looks great. Now next thing you can correct is your eyeliner or whatnot. I don't feel like doing that. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna go in with this Morphe palette or whatever. And I'm gonna use this shade and I'm gonna go back in to my nose contour. I'm just gonna use this angled fluffy brush. And look, we're already applying the pressure, y'all. And it's just starting to look a little bit more put together. And don't forget to blend that out. I rub some of it off, some of the color off of my towel. Remember y'all towel, okay? And just blend it out. And now my nose looks there. And I also do that to like the top portion of my eyebrow. Of my eyebrow? The middle of my eyebrows? I don't really know what this area is called. I do kind of put it in my eyebrow hair. Yep. And then you can put some right there. Yeah, there we go. And look at that, that just makes your face look a little bit better. And that's why you should like bring a little makeup palette with you, something like a makeup palette or two, like small ones, to be able to clean up your makeup. Bring a Fit Me powder or whatever. If you get oily, make sure you get your blotting sheets. And if you don't remember your stuff, you can you can always go ahead and get a piece of tissue, literally a piece, like you know how tissue's in blocks, you can get a piece of that and then split it in half and use that to blot your face. So yeah, that was the makeup, you guys. How do you like it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you live? Let me take this off. Hopefully this audio was good today. If it's not, I will voice it over and it's going to be very odd and very strange. But this was a very long video. I hope y'all stay to the end. See y'all at some point next year. Like not next year, but like this year. It didn't just start, but I just now made a video. So be proud of me, okay? I'm gonna try my best to post more. So bye y'all. Bye.